Hi everybody, this is Jackie from Lambton Skin Clinic. Today I'm going to discuss a very favorite topic of mine, and that is hand care. So looking after these two things that we need for life, and we can't cover them up or wear makeup on them or put clothes on them, so they are out there in the open for everyone to see. So they're very important to look after. And the skin on your hands, you know, needs a bit of attention and TLC. So I'm just going to wrap up what I do. I do feel that I have got amazing quality skin on my hands, for closer to 50 than I am to 40. I don't have a lentigo, a sunspot, a freckle at all on my hands. They are pretty clear. They are a little bit dry. I am in water a lot when I'm doing the facials and the skin treatments, but every night I have a hand routine. So I just want to give you a few tips and tricks. Right, first thing I want to start with is, due to COVID, we are all now overwashing our hands. Nothing wrong, we need to keep bacteria and germs off our hands. And I think it has highlighted the fact that some people weren't washing enough and weren't washing throughout the day their hands, but we can now gauge down a little bit to a more gentle hand wash. You get ones with honey or urea. Try not to go for your actual hand sanitizer, alcohol-based, on your hands anymore. Rather just wash more often, but with a gentle wash. So look for things like, there's that Be Natural, that you can get at Pick and Pay or Checkers, and it has got honey extracts in it, which is kind to the skin. And then once you've washed your hands, if it's in your bathroom or your work bathroom, try and make sure that you buy the hand wash and the hand lotion at the same time. While your hands are still wet, then you're going to not pat off your hands on a towel yet. You apply the lotion to a wet hand. It does tend to absorb better, and off you go, Bob's your uncle. Then I want to discuss a nightly routine. The skin on the hands is very different to the face. It's not prone to having veins burst in it and spider veins visible like your face is. So it's a little bit of a tougher, rougher skin that you are able to do a more vigorous treatment on. You'll know from my past videos, and if you are a client of mine, I'm very anti-granular exfoliators on the face. They're too rough, they create havoc on the skin, they kill the barrier, eat through the barrier of your skin, and not only that, then you end up with an entire map of spider veins that you need to have lasered. And that happens in the corner of the nose. A lot of clients will go like this, and I'll say, look at all of those. Are you a heavy exfoliator? Do you over exfoliate? Are you rough on your skin? And chances are they use a loofah or they use granular exfoliators, or sugar-based exfoliators. Those are not for the face. Fantastic for the body. You can use rough loofahs on the body and the hands. You can make up your own salt or sugar scrub for your hands. That's absolutely perfect. I use rough face exfoliator, so it's probably a little bit expensive, but I love the 𝐏𝐂𝐍𝐃 exfoliator. It's a retexturizing epidermal exfoliator, and in the little video clip that I've done, I literally put it on damp hands, and you can hear the exfoliation that I get from it. But I would never go near my face with this, which is actually what it was intended for. And when I started using it, I just realized this is far too rough. So my night routine, probably every second or third night, I will do an exfoliation. So that'll be a nice rough exfoliation, either with this, or I have a nice loofah in my bath, and I'll lather it up with a good soap, or I've got a body scrub, which I use. Then the other thing I bought is this soap. So it's a granular soap, and in the bath, it actually feels like it's got little stones in it or something, but it is a soap. And I will circulate this and exfoliate, and then your skin will feel like a baby's bum after that. And once the exfoliation has been done, which is only every sort of third night that I would recommend, I then, before the skin dries, I put on either a serum that I'm using on my face, which I love, retinol serum or retinol cream, and I will put that onto the damp hands. And that helps with absorption as well. So if you are very, very sun damaged on your hands and you tend to burn your hands a lot, you could use a vitamin C product. If you're more concerned about the texture and the aging, which is where I am, I then use a retin A or retinol cream or serum on my hands and let that sink in. And then when I'm in bed, I do a deep moisturizer. So when I say deep moisturizer, I will put on, I use a very oily body butter that I don't actually use too much on my body unless I really feel like I need it. But I love the Body Shop Argan Oil body butter. So it's got the most amazing texture. It's so thick and it's got like a lovely oiliness to it. I pop that on my hands and I will sit and wait a little while for it just to start sinking in. Then I lock in the moisture. So by locking in the moisture, I then put something over my hands, which is occlusive. So if you don't have a product like I'm going to show you, which you can order from me, you can use a Vaseline or a glycerine, and that is going to just lock whatever you've put underneath the glycerine or Vaseline or moisture lock product. It's going to lock it into place, and it's just going to seal that in for a real deep moisturizing treatment for the night. So the product that I use is called a moisture locking cream. Very, very oily, almost like a paraffin or petroleum jelly or paraffin wax, and that is what it looks like. So it literally looks like a fragranced Vaseline. I pop that on my hands, and then if you're very pedantic about your linens and things like that, you can just pop on some surgical gloves to sleep with. Definitely the non-powdered, because if you put on the powdered, it's just going to suck all the moisture and sort of you won't get all the good going into your hands. So a non-powdered pair of surgical gloves to sleep with for the night, and you will feel the next day your skin on your hands is smooth, it's got a shine to it, it's moisturized, it's healthy again. So that's my daily treatment. I do moisturize my hands every day, every night. It is a routine that I get into. I wash my face, I do my face routine, and I do my hands routine. No matter what time I get home, what I've gone through in the day, my hands are very much in everybody's face all day long, and I want them to look good. So nail care, I'm not really going to get into. I just find that if you are moisturizing your hands, your cuticles are going to be moisturized. The rest is going to be in good condition. Then I'm going to just chat about treatments that I do. Pretty much what I do for my hands is what I do for my face. So I'm a die-hard skin peel person, and I'm a die-hard microneedling person. Those two treatments get done on my hands and my face. Not necessarily the same night, but definitely once a month my hands get needled, and once a month my hands get skin peeled with a beta-hydroxysalicylic acid peel. So for a few days after the peel, they look horrific and they look shriveled up, and then they start to shed that dirty exterior epidermis, and that brings forward collagen and new cells and new skin onto the top. And I feel those are what have really, really helped between my normal routine. So if you can find a clinic near you for hand peels, I do hand peels in the clinic. I normally charge about half the price of a face peel, but we do layer it because the skin on the hands is a lot tougher. So we do up to a 10-layer peel, no pain involved at all, and then it'll shed all that dirty skin. So yes, I just want to give you those few tips. There are other treatments like laser you can do on your hands. I just find it's overkill, and at home it's easy for me to microneedle and do a skin peel. You guys should be, if you are looking after your face, you should also be including the décolleté and the chest, but very much the hands. I see those speckled egg hands all the time with people my age or even younger. And if you do start looking after your hands, you will see a huge, huge difference. And the last thing I want to get into, and probably the most important, is sunscreen. Your face 50 SPF, or whether you use a 50 SPF on your body, as long as it's a 50 SPF, because it doesn't necessarily need to be face cream. But I find you're putting your face SPF, your sunscreen on every day. So then take a little bit extra and put it onto the top of your hands, because that area is always exposed to the environment. It is never under clothes or under cover or anything. So really look after your hands. Make sure that you protect your hands. If you're at the beach, you need to be reapplying your sunscreen on the top of your hands. I see so many precancers or solar keratosis on the top of the hands, and that is like a flaky spot that even if you peel off that flaky skin, it keeps coming back. And salicylic acid peels are a must for that kind of condition. If you find that your hands have got areas of like flakiness, it's like almost a little sore patch that if you take that flake off, it looks okay for a day or two, but then it's back again. Those are deep precancerous lesions, and they're so common on the top of the hands, we don't realize. I see it in teachers, I see it in a lot of people that spend a lot of time outdoors. Golfers, you know, you're my favorites. I make a lot of money off you guys and precancers. So if you start getting into a routine where I'm winning with the golfers. They're now lathering their faces and the back of their necks and their ears with sunscreen. They have to, especially if they don't wear a glove on the one hand, they have to pop a bit of sunscreen on both hands tops. Very unlikely to get skin cancers or melanomas under the hand. I've never come across a precancer in the palm of a hand, but very often I get solar keratosis or those little flaky lesions. I'll pop a photo of that at the end of this video on the top of a hand. So start looking after your hands, because I know a lady, one of my old clients, and I think she's in her late 70s, and she has done a hand routine every single night of her life. She has the most beautiful, beautiful hands. There's not one sunspot on them, and they are so moisturized and lovely, but it's taken dedication and time. So yes, look after your hands, and then people will comment and say, oh, what lovely hands you've got. And you'll know it's part of all the work that you've put into it. If you've got any further questions, please let me know. Don't forget to try and lock the moisture in. If you can't do it every night, do it every third night, like as a real treat. And you can put moisturizing face masks onto your hands as well as a sort of spoil once a week if you really like to. I don't do that. I just make sure that every night they're moisturized, and that I scrub at least every third night to increase the cell turnover and get rid of that old skin so that new skin can be coming through all the time. Because from the age of 30, I'm going to keep hammering this into your brains. From the age of 30, your cell turnover halves. Your collagen production halves. So we have to do something to speed up that process, and that is exfoliation. So, yep, that's my little chat on hands. Any other questions, please pop them below. If you're interested in any further skincare, please subscribe to either my YouTube, my Instagram, my Facebook. I do a little bit on TikTok, but not that much. And yeah, pop me messages, pop me some questions. If you've got tips and tricks on how you've kept your hands nice and young, please let me know. I'd love to learn from you guys as well. And then I will catch you on the next vid. We'll see what subject we're going to cover. Also, if you want further information on other skin-related or beauty-related topics, please let me know. I think the next one I'm going to be doing is an in-depth contouring, but I will get to that probably next week. And yes, have a fabulous day, and I will chat to you guys sometime soon.